Hey, what's up guys? It's Moonstone here, back with another storytime video. If you like this one, make sure to drop a like, and if you want more content, make sure to subscribe. So let's get into it. So this story takes place in my junior year of high school, and I honestly didn't really tell many people this one, other than like my really close friends, because it really wasn't too big of a deal. But yeah, so my junior year, I was just sitting there in my English class, just sitting, doing my work, and there's this kid in this class named Kevin, and I don't really like Kevin. Kevin was always pretty mean to me, and he's just mean to everybody he meets in general. I think he just has some problems at home or something, but he was just not very cool in general. Well, I'm sitting there in my English class taking a nap because I don't know who knows this, but like I was feeling sick for like junior and senior year for reasons that I will get into in another video. But yeah, I'm sitting there taking a nap, and this kid throws a fucking eraser at me. I'm like, hey, I didn't get up at first, but like I didn't really care until he starts throwing more stuff at me. I'm like, why is the kid just randomly throwing stuff at me? I'm just laying here trying to take a nap, and he just keeps on throwing stuff at me. I get up, I'm like, dude, I don't get up, but like I lift my head off my desk and I look at him like, dude, Kevin, could you please stop throwing stuff at me? He's like, "Oh, now you finally wake up." I'm like, "Dude, just because I'm trying to ignore you. Could you stop throwing stuff at me?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, sure." So I stick my head back down, and the second my head goes back on the desk, he throws a pencil at me. I'm like, "Okay, dude, like, what is your problem?" And he's just laughing, thinking it's really funny. Nobody else is really laughing. It's just him. He's the only one who thinks this is funny. And like one other kid, I don't really trust that other kid either. He was pretty weird. But yeah, so you just say that laugh. I'm like, okay, Kevin, just I'm not gonna mess with you right now. I don't want to get in trouble over here in school and get suspended or some shit. So school day goes by. I'm sitting there at lunch, right? And Kevin comes up to my table and he sits with me at my table. Now Kevin never sits at my table. I'm like, yo, Kevin, what's good, man? Why are you sitting over here? He's like, oh, just because I can. I'm like, well, usually our table's pretty full. So I don't know if anybody else is going to kick you out, but you might want to find somewhere else just because our table's usually pretty full in general. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to sit right here. I'm like, okay, man. Yeah, I go. I don't care. But if the other people come by and tell you to move, then I'm not going to stop them. He's like, all right, man. So it turns out one of my friends didn't come that day. So Kevin just sat with us the entire lunch. And all he was doing, the entire lunch, all he did was fucking sit there and just like call me names, make fun of my food. Like, who makes fun of someone's food? I'm sitting there just eating school lunch food. Man's over there saying my pizza looks ugly compared to everybody else's pizza. I'm like, what do you have against my pizza, bro? But I didn't really care about that. Lunch wasn't really too big of a deal. He didn't want to seem like too much of an asshole, but still try to be an asshole. So end of the day rolls by, and I'm ready to go home. And so I have to walk home this day just because I was a little too late and missed my bus for undisclosed reasons. And so I'm sitting there walking out, and anybody who knows my school, there's a Walmart right behind the school, in front of the school, I don't know, next to the school. But I'm sitting there in the little between area, walking my way to Walmart, and there's Kevin. I'm like, oh, Jesus, it's him again. So I just kind of look away from him. I don't want to talk to him. No, I know he would want to talk to me. I don't know what I did to this kid to make him all angry at me, but for some reason today I was his target of his anger. So I was walking over there and I decide I want to get a soda out of the vending machine. They're only 50 cents, so why not? I had 2 quarters in my backpack. So I put my 2 quarters in there, chose I think a Mountain Dew Red, Code Red, that's what it was. Get that out, drops down the machine, I reach in, pick it up, and before I could even open this thing, Kevin comes up and slaps the soda out of my hand, and it hits the ground and explodes everywhere. Red soda over there landing all over my shoes, my pants, and stuff. I'm like, all right, buddy. So I look at him and I punch him in the nose, and he didn't even know what to do at that moment. I punched him. He brought his hands up to his nose, obviously, because it hurt. But he just looked at me in like amazement. He didn't. He was completely dumbfounded at the fact that I hit him. He was like, "Bro, why'd you hit me?" I was like, "You literally just knocked my soda out of my hand. What'd you expect me to do?" He was like, "I'm gonna hit you back, dude." And I'm like, "No, you're not," because I know he obviously didn't want to fight me. So yeah, I just walked back away from him and made my way back home. He was over there just holding his nose and stuff, looking all angry. But I knew he wasn't gonna actually do anything. He was kind of a pussy. So yeah, that's the story of Kevin. So if anybody liked this video, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.